Welcome back to the Business Breakdown Podcast. This is episode 3, and today my guest is Bear, the last Barbarian Hill. Bear is a 4-1 overall professional mixed martial artist out of the heavyweight division and now 2-0 for BKFC. Thank you for joining me today, Bear.
Boss man.
Good deal, man. So let's go over a little bit with your notable fights and wins, man. So your last fight before you took the BKFC by storm, you fought the number 10 guy in the whole state of Florida, Clay Jackson. That was one of the most memorable fights that I have seen in combat night history. May not have went your way for that one, but that is your lone loss of your pro career. You have a
Yep.
W over Jaworski Bethley in your pro debut, TKO in the first round, as well as a win over Brian Jackson in the first round as well to keep that 100% finish rate. So that makes you off at 4-1 as a pro MMA slash bare knuckle fighter. And your notable wins as well come with Nicholas Bloom, who is a BKFC vet of 3 fights. You also have your recent one of Billy Swanson, and that man is known over every stage but the UFC right now. He's fought in DBX, he's fought in BKFC, PFL, and now as well as Bellator. How does it feel knowing that you're here, man, fighting this caliber of fighters this early in your career?
Man, it's honestly got a dream come true. Especially since I've entered the bare knuckle world. After I kind of took off the gloves, I don't think I can go back to MMA anymore unless there was no gloves involved. Like bare knuckle is what it is for me. Like
Absolutely.
it's the epitome of combat.
Yeah, man. So do you have any interest in like bare knuckle MMA? You got Game Bread Promotions over the water over there in Mississippi. Does that ever interest you?
If I ever stop doing boxing, possibly, but I'm kind of I want to see where my BKFC career goes.
Yeah.
I'm really shooting to try to work my way up in the ranks and go for that title shot one day. You know.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about that, man. Being signed with the BKFC and how'd they come to know about you?
So I ended up signing with a management company that already had bare knuckle fighters, and he kind of sent my profile over to them. So I do the whole barbarian theme, I do the war
Yeah.
paint and all that, and they absolutely loved it. So they gave me a 3 fight deal, and yeah, it's been a wrap since then, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what happens, especially with the upcoming fight with at Knucklemania. I'm fighting another undefeated guy, and we're both kind of in the same boat. It's make or break for both of us right here.
Absolutely, man. So give me a little bit of that iconic last barbarian origin for you, man. So where does that come from?
I got a lot of like ancestry, Scottish and Scandinavian, and I've been playing around with a lot of stuff early in my career. So I kind of settled on like a barbarian look, and that's the kind of way I live my life. I work hard, I train my tail off,
Yeah.
and I kind of embrace my heritage. I wear kilts every day if I'm not wearing athletic gear,
Mhm.
and it's kind of become a part of who I am now.
Yeah, man. Well, that's definitely respectable, man. Anytime someone sees the last barbarian, they see that war paint on, man, they know it's all business out from that point. So with your 100% finish rate, you have 4 KO, TKO, well, 3 KO, TKO, and 1 doctor stoppage. How important is this finish rate to you, especially being in a stage like the BKFC, who wants to see these types of finishes? How important is this finish rate to you?
And it's very important for me. It's just you got to have a background as a fighter, and if you have a 100% finish rate whenever you're going in there, it looks good on you, especially on paper. Whenever you have like promotions and stuff like looking at your record.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, before you signed with the BKFC, like I was mentioning, you had a little bit of a setback versus Clay Jackson. He is
Yep.
actually a 7-2 heavyweight, the number 10 in the whole state of Florida, number 24 in the entire Southeast. What did that mean to you getting signed to that fight? Because I mean, even though it didn't go your way, that was one of the top level fights that for a professional ranking that the Southeast could have seen.
It didn't go my way. I was super disappointed in that one. I got caught there in the second round. It's the fight game that happens. Luckily enough, whenever BKFC did see that fight, and they still liked me enough to sign me to their organization.
Absolutely, man. Of course, going out on your shield or letting them go out on their shield is definitely the way to go in this day and age of combat sports. So I can definitely see why they still brought you there, man. So give me a little bit of a rundown for your combat life versus your day-to-day life.
Right now, it's all combat sports. This is what I'm doing full time. So, especially during fight camp, I'm training 3 times a day. I'm trying to get better. I do. I'm in the middle of a 45-pound weight cut right now, so it's just constantly gym, 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 gym.
Absolutely, man. And how's that weight cut going for you?
It's going really well. I'm on point right now. I still got about 25 more pounds to cut. I usually do like the last 15 in water,
Yeah.
and I feel good. I don't lose any strength the way I do it.
Mm,
oddly enough. But actually, I've been getting stronger this fight camp
right.
versus getting weaker.
Okay. Yeah. I mean that's definitely a lot amount of weight to cut, but hey, they don't call you a professional for no reason, man. So I definitely
Yeah.
think you got it right there. So I want to ask, you did have one BKFC fight that was canceled versus Amon Williams. Do you ever have
Mhm.
any interest in that getting rebooked?
I wouldn't mind that at all. I think he's moving down to a lighter weight class though.
Okay. And what is the
So
weight classes in BKFC for the heavier weights?
so the cutoff's 265. So just think of we might call it something different because I think they call 205 like cruiserweight, but
Okay.
it's the same as MMA.
Okay.
So the
Awesome.
weight classes in MMA translates over to BKFC.
Okay. Cool, cool, man. And that fight that you have coming up in Knucklemania 6 versus Patrick Brady is 2-0 versus 2-0. And you can't really
Mhm.
sleep on a guy like Patrick Brady because, I mean, his lone loss did come from the PFL. So he is a PFL
Yep.
veteran. But, I mean, we didn't really get to see too much of him in there considering it was a knee injury. So he didn't necessarily get finished the way that anybody wants to be finished. So what do you think that he's going to bring to the table that you've never seen before?
So I think this is about to be the hardest fight in my career ever. Patrick Brady, he is a freak of nature. He's very athletic, and he probably has the fastest hands I've ever seen at heavyweight. I think inevitably I will win this fight, but it's probably going to be the most drag out knockout fight that I ever had. It's going to be a true war.
Yeah, so this is really going to give that definition of the last barbarian, huh? We're going to see the last one standing on that
Yes.
one. That's awesome, man. So, with Knucklemania 6 coming up, there's a lot of high level names on there, a lot of high level people that are going to be in attendance, a lot of other promotions too that are going to be in attendance too. So, if there's any ever, another bare knuckle agency, bare knuckle MMA, like I was talking, would that kind of interest you at all, or are you kind of just sticking with the BKFC as far as that'll take you?
I'm sticking with BKFC right now.
All right. Well, considering that, man, what are you looking at for the next couple of your fights? I know you're 2-0 in the BKFC now, two finishes, and I mean that only adds you up, kind of putting you up there in the rankings, man. So, what are you
Yeah.
kind of looking for after Patrick Brady?
Especially if I pull off that win, I really want to get a top five fight. So anybody in the top five is really what I'm gunning for,
Yeah,
and because I'm wanting to establish my place in this organization.
absolutely, man. And do you have a dream fight that you like? Anybody who's on your bucket list in the BKFC right now?
Yeah, I have somebody, but I want to kind of keep that on the DL right now
Yeah,
because
of course.
I want to get so many wins before I announce who I really
Yeah,
want to fight.
absolutely. And it's good having these realistic people that are in your way to kind of build yourself, that are very tough opponents. Like you've never fought any shallow competition since being in the BKFC. So that kind of gives you a step and a step to kind of give you
Yeah,
better and better competition to see what you got. So I definitely commend that for sure. And I definitely wish the well for that because the resume that you have, man, you have an extensive resume. These guys that have taught, even taught and touched the top promotions that we've ever seen. I mean, it kind of lets you know like where Alabama stands as far as
yeah,
talent as well, because Alabama is one of them Southeast promotions or Southeast states that kind of get slept on for say, lack of better terms. So it's good to see someone like you, making your waves through there, especially against these guys, like I'm saying, that have touched every other promotion, other than the UFC. So I definitely think that, being the last barbarian, man, you already have a character for yourself in the BKFC. So it's only a matter of maybe one or two more fights, and you're right in that
yeah,
picture for sure, 100%, man. So you also have a little bit of a side gig too, man. I noticed your commentary for Cage Fighting Championships. Shout out to
yeah.
Cage Fighting Championships and Jason Sanderson for that. Kind of tell us a little bit about your role for CFC.
So CFC, Jason Sanderson's my coach. It's his organization, and I'm trying to build like he lets me do the commentary. I started developing a little name for myself, so he lets me do the commentary. I'm just trying to build extra skills for my for the future. I'm not going to
Absolutely.
be a fighter forever, so I would love to get in the commentation on a big giant show one day. So I'm working my way through that and developing the skills and all that.
Absolutely, man, and it kind of seems that you guys have a lot of up and coming people over there at the CFC promotion,
Yes,
man.
yeah,
Hearing you behind the mic over there, I mean, you're very knowledgeable, man, and you can tell that you actually take time and study these fighters, and you kind of see what their career is building up with, so that you
yeah,
actually have the intelligent things to say about these guys whenever you're behind that mic. So it's definitely good for your exposure as well as CFC, knowing that they
yeah.
have a notable guy like yourself. So. Um, Especially with all the the steps that you've had in your career. You had about, I think it was 11 fight as an amateur, if I'm not mistaken. So you had a good extensive amount of fights before you made that leap to go pro. And man, it kind of seems that you're still getting into your prime. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. I've been fighting. So I first stepped in the cage when I was 15 years old. Alabama was one of the last states to get sanctioned in 2012. I was actually the first sanctioned heavyweight fight whenever we got the commission to come through. I've had it was almost 20 amateur fights. A lot of them aren't on the books because we were just doing shows whenever we could find them.
Yeah,
Sometimes we'll get shut down by the cops. It just depends because there was like
yeah.
really gray area at the time. But I took that long amateur route just where I would gain that experience for when I finally went pro. I would have a better chance at this.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I mean, hey, it speaks for itself. 4-1 as a pro, but even the one lone loss, I mean, you went out on your shield. You were willing to die in that cage. So that's
Yeah,
always what these big promotions are willing to see, man. So with that being said as well, man, you give me a little bit of a rundown on your replacement fight with Billy Swanson, man. He's a guy that a lot of places know. He's even fought in Bellator as an amateur, in that Bellator amateur MMA series, versus another Alabama known fighter named Christian the Vanilla Gorilla Eccles back in the day. So
yeah.
even whenever he was an amateur, he was fighting on these top level places, man, with people like Roy Nelson and Michael Chandler that were in attendance for that fight. So how does it feel knowing that this is what this guy brings to the table? He's stepping up on short notice, but he's as dangerous as can be.
Yeah. So it was whenever I found out that I was going to be fighting Billy Swanson, I was super excited because I'm actually a big fan of Billy Swanson. So just being able to share the ring with him was
Yeah,
just it was like a dream come true.
yeah,
He's kind of a local legend around the
absolutely.
Southeast.
Yeah, not only that, man, you see him not only in the cage, but you see him in a bunch of bar fights. Man, he was always ready to
Yeah.
get down, dude. So
Oh
that
yeah.
was definitely awesome to see the Southeast coming to light, especially you guys fought in Montana, right? Was it Montana? Where'd you guys fight at?
South Dakota at
South
Sturgis.
Dakota. Yeah, yeah. So you got bringing the Southeast all the way over there, man. It was actually a
Yep.
really good fight on paper to put down. Billy Swanson's
Mhm.
fought a lot of notable names. So being someone like you, being able to beat him with the gloves off, man, knowing that he's fought people at the likes of Gable Stevenson, how does that feel? Knowing that you are the next guy, like you are the next big thing coming out of that Southeast.
It's super exciting, but there's a lot of weight because I got I really got I think this fight coming up right here is going to be like my make or break. Like
Make it
I've got to dominate this fight and I've got to pull off this win because you know I got that spotlight on me at this point and I've got to figure out how to get past Patrick Brady and Patrick
absolutely.
Brady's no joke.
Hey,
He is
absolutely
something else.
not.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's definitely a freak of nature, man. And I believe he's also fought the guy that you canceled versus you, Amon Williams. I believe
Mhm.
that was one of his
Yep.
fights. So, and knowing that he fought a guy that you were originally supposed to be booked, how do you think that that fight plays out stylistically?
What me and Brady?
Yeah, like
Or
you and Brady, considering the considerable that y'all faced similar opponents or have been booked against similar opponents.
there's no really way to tell. Being and Brady are both very aggressive fighters, so
Mhm.
it's really kind of hard to see how this fight's going to play out, or it's really hard to judge where the
Yeah.
fight's going to go.
Absolutely, man. So being on Knucklemania 6, man, does that put any added pressure on you knowing that this is like like the WrestleMania but a BKFC, you know?
I mean, not really. I go into every fight now, and as weird as it sounds, I just kind of turn my brain off. Like I don't let the lights get to me. I don't let fans get to me. I don't let the crowds get to me. I just like flip a switch and I pretend like I'm sparring, and I just, it's just another day in the office.
Right, man. I love that. So give me a little bit of a rundown too. I know we've been going over your BKFC history right now, but let's go through that pro debut versus Bethley. So considering that you made the
Yeah.
walk so many times as an amateur, was there any additional pressure? Was it like a different adrenaline that got put into you knowing that this is the time that I'm making it as a pro?
Not really. It was just another fight to me. I was so Bethley was the last minute guy. It's like a lot of my fights are. I was supposed to fight Will Sparks. He was an undefeated professional at the time. And it's just one of those things. You can't expect to fight the guy that you're listed to fight because anything can happen.
Yep,
Same
staying
thing with my
ready.
second fight. I was supposed to fight Eric Olson, notable bare knuckle boxer. He's had an extensive career. He's had
Yeah,
over 100 fights in his career.
yeah.
A week before, his fight changes. It's
I
just one of
remember
those
that one.
things.
Yeah, but he's also fought for bare knuckle FC as well as a
Yeah,
bunch of bare knuckle stages. Bellator was one of his go-tos as well. Like he's
yeah,
definitely been around the block, man. Eric Olson is no joke. I would definitely like to see that one possibly get ran back in the future. Who knows?
yeah,
Maybe with the gloves off though, I definitely see that you're making
yeah.
waves in the BKFC for sure, man. So considering that debut with Bethley, it didn't really go too far. So what did you do? You turned around for Brian Jackson and did it to him even quicker than you did to Bethley. How did that feel?
So they have that one listed as a, TKO. Actually, armbarred him in the ring.
R-barred him in the ring.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that one does say
they have it listed
51
as
seconds.
TKO. Yeah, yeah. It was a super quick fight. I went in there, threw overhand, picked up takedown, and I did a armbar right after that.
Yeah. And that was a good fight, man. It was definitely putting waves for the CFC, considering that that was a smaller show at the time. It
Yeah,
continues to grow every single show.
CFC is getting a lot bigger. Yeah.
Absolutely. Every single show that I see for him, it just seems to be better production, better fights. I mean, everything as far as that promotion goes, I think it's definitely good to have people like you to kind of, push it out there even more, being their commentator and such, man. So, the commentary for CFC, the BKSC record, you got 2-0, 2-1 as a professional MMA fighter, man. What is next? Like, are you wanting to? I know you're wanting to go out here for this BKFC title contention. Say that the BKFC is a no-go anymore. Say you retire out of there. Where would you want to go next, or is it always going to be bare knuckle from here on out?
It's always going to be some type of bare knuckle from here on out. I
Bare
don't think I
knuckle.
can put the gloves back on after this.
How do you feel about the no rule street fights in bare knuckle?
So, like the King of the Streets and things like
King of the
that.
streets, yeah.
So when I turn 40, those are going. I'm going to do like two or three of those, and those will be my retirement fights.
Those will be your retirement fights, man. That's definitely something I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see up
When I
your
retire,
alley.
that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's definitely something I see up your alley, man. It's definitely a gnarly sport. You got to have somebody that's full of tenacity, that's full of that rush, and someone who's going to dwell in the pressure, man. It seems like every time you get cut,
Oh
every
yeah.
time you get hit, it's like it wakes you up even more, man. It's like a zombie walking forward at them with the war paint on. So I definitely think that something like that would definitely be up your alley, man. Um, Going from that, I mean, man, it definitely seems that they have a problem on their hands. I definitely don't think that BKFC did any disservice by signing you on. I think that another stepping stone is this Patrick Brady guy in your way, and to kind of know that you're taking out all these guys all over, the globe for them, they're going to have no question but to give you a number one contender shot or a title shot in your near future. So, with that being said, man, I want to say thank you for coming on with me and kind of going over a breakdown of your career. I want to give you some time real quick to kind of go over any of your sponsors, shout outs, final messages to your opponent, Patrick Brady, and kind of give any of, a little bit more info that we don't really know about your career thus far. I'll hand the floor over to you.
So big shout out to Jason Sanderson, my head coach. Shout out to Tennessee Tennessee Valley Home Inspection, First Place Fitness Center, Color Bar Salon, and Baker's Pool Service. They're my sponsors right now, and they've been a great help at my camp. Um, and just all my training partners just there with me every day on that grind. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
No problem, man. Do you have any final messages to Patrick Brady before Knucklemania 6?
Guys, y'all really want to check this fight out. I know when me and Patrick Brady are going to the ring, both of us are going to get cut up bad. It's going to be a show. I know
It's
that for
gonna be a
sure.
show. Hey, you heard it here, folks. If you don't know about Bear, the last Barbarian Hill now, you definitely will know about him in the near future. 2-0 undefeated prospect in the BKFC heavyweight division. He will not be denied. He's got a guy there, let the doctors take him. He's also TKO'd another one. He's coming for Patrick Brady, and he's coming for everything he's got, man. If you guys know about Bear Hill, you got to tune into this fight for Knucklemania 6. Thank you again, Bear, and I want to say best of luck to you in your career. Best of luck to you in your BKFC endeavors, man. I want to see you with the gold strap around your waist with Conor McGregor telling you that the king does whatever he wants.
Thank
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it, bro.
you,
And
boss. Appreciate you
yeah,
having
no
me on.
problem, man. And if you need anything, man, I hope to get another one in with you in the future. And hopefully I'll see you at the CFC show here in a couple weeks.
Sir.
All right. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
One.